Let's recall some what we had last time. So last time we saw quadratic equations, inequalities, those also equations leading to quadratic, no? Like for instance, if you're going to have this inequality, possible that it will lead to a polynomial equation. Now, actually, since 2x here, when expanded, when you square this thing, it will be 4x squared. And here, when you square this absolute value, it will give you 9x squared. So it means the the quadratic will not cancel, so it will lead not to really to quadratic. Okay, so what I gave you last time is an equation that will lead you to quadratic. But if you're going to try to do what we did last time, the procedure, by isolating the expression containing an absolute value, you will have like this one. No? Like for instance, absolute value of 2x minus 1 then is equal to what? Let's transpose this here so that one absolute value is isolated. If you have questions, you just interrupt me, no? Okay, and then square each side. So when we square each side, what will happen, guys? The left side will be 2x minus 1 quantity squared, and then the right side will be the square of absolute value of 1 minus 3x, and then minus 3 quantity squared, no? If you square, no need for absolute value. Okay, guys? So expanding the left side, we get 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Am I correct? And the right side, square of the absolute value is 1 minus 3x quantity squared minus twice the product of the first and the second. So minus 6 times the absolute value of 1 minus 3x. And then plus 9. Is that right, children? Guys, you're not.
Yes, po.
So, for x plus 1, 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. What about the first term here? When expanded, 1 minus 6x plus 9x squared, right? Minus 6 times the absolute value of 1 minus 3x. And then plus 9. So let's collect those terms without absolute value. And this absolute value expression, when transposed on the left side, 6 times the absolute value of 1 minus 3x. Let's isolate that expression. 9x squared minus 4x squared is 5x squared. And then we have negative 6x plus 4x is negative 2x. 1 here is eliminated, yan, because they are same terms, same quantities that are on opposite sides, no? And then we just have positive 9. Am I correct, guys? So we need to we need to get rid of this absolute value, no? To remove absolute value, we have to square its side again. But squaring will give you what? Higher degree, no? Not anymore quadratic. This is what I am telling you, no? It will not lead us to a quadratic, unlike what we had last time. So when we square this, it is 36 times what? 1 minus 6x plus 9, x squared. Am I correct, guys? What about the right side? How do we square a polynomial? Do you still remember squaring a polynomial, guys? Guys, anyone? Does anyone still remember how to square a polynomial? Especially a trinomial? Guys, anyone? Guys? So how to square a polynomial? Square the first term. plus square the second term, plus square the third term, then plus twice the product of every combination. Take the product, then double it. Negative 10 x cubed, double it, negative 20 x cubed. And then this combination, that is 45 x squared times 2, 90x squared. We have to double. And then this last combination, negative 18x times 2, negative 36x squared. Negative 36x. Okay, guys? And this is 36 minus, what is 36 times 6, guys? Negative 216x. 9 times 36. That is 324 x squared. So let's simplify. X to the 4 times 25. Transpose everything on the right side. Followed by negative 20x cubed. So we're done with this. Next, 90x squared plus 4x squared, that is 94, minus 324. Negative 230 x squared. So we're done with this. And then negative 36 plus 216. That is positive 180 x. Okay? Negative 36 plus 216, 180. Then times x, no? And then the last one, 81 minus 36. And that is positive 45. Is that correct, children? This is divisible by 5, no? Every term. So let's divide by 5. 5x to the 4th minus 4x cubed minus 230 divided by 5. That is 46, negative 46x squared. And then plus 180 divided by 5. 36. So 36x plus 9. Children, could you please check my answer? Is that correct, guys? No one is answering. Perhaps you're...
Yes, po.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is something that is not actually at our topic, no? To solve a polynomial equation like this. But to solve this, of course, all you need to do is to express this in factored form, this left side. Do you know how to factor this? So you're going to use synthetic division. You know synthetic division, guys?
Is that long division?
Sorry. Synthetic division. Do you know synthetic division? You copy the coefficients. 5. Be sure it is arranged in descending order of powers. Negative 46. Positive 36, and then positive 9. Then we are going to have a multiplier here, a number. You're going to have a trial and error. You can start with 1, and then you plug in 1. If it will become 0, the left side, you continue. 1 is correct as what? As a number trial here. But if not, do not continue with that. Okay? So for instance, if I try 1, possible factors of 9, 1, negative 1, 3, 3, 9, negative 9, 3, negative 3, I mean. So let's start with 1. 5 times 1 to the 4th, minus 4 times 1 to the 4th, then minus 46 times 1 to the 4th, then plus 36 times 5 times 1 to the 4th minus 4 times 1 cubed, minus 46 times 1 squared, plus 36 times 1 plus 9 equals what? Equals 0. So 1 is correct, no? So yan. So we now have here 5, bring down, multiply by 1, add, multiply by 1, add, multiply by 1, add, multiply by 1. So it is 0. So it means x minus 1 is a root of this polynomial. Okay? So let's continue. Let's try another number. Continue. Continue with, let's say, -1. Is -1 will work here? Let's see. 5 times -1 raised to 4 is still 5. It will plus 4 now. Minus 46, minus 36, plus 9. So it's not. So let's try 3. I think 3 will work here. 5, let's continue. I tried already 3 a while ago in the first class. 5, bring down, multiply, that is 15. Add 16, multiply, that is 48. Add, that is, is that correct? This is 16 times 3, 48.
Yes, sir.
Positive 3, no? Then 9, 0. Okay, so it means correct. -3, I think will work also. As I remember, I tried that already. 5, bring down, multiply, 50 negative, add 1, multiply, -3, add 0. So what are the factors of this? We have x minus 1. If 1 is a number here, x minus 1 is a factor. Then x minus 3, x minus this number. Kung negative, plus x plus 3. And then the last factor is 5x plus 1. 5x plus 1 because this is already linear, constant linear. Okay, guys? What are now the roots? 1, 3, what else?
-3.
-3, and then
-1/5.
-1/5. If you're going to check, children, only 2 numbers will work here. Will make this equation a true statement. Only x equals 3 and x equals -3. So you are responsible for checking. Is that clear, guys? Like for instance, if x is 1, 2 times 1 minus 1 is 1. Then absolute value is 1. 1 minus 3 times 1 is -2. Absolute value is 2. 1 minus 2, it's not equal to -3. So reject. This is rejected. Is that clear, guys? You can check.
Yes, sir.
This is also rejected if you try. You try to substitute, it will not make this a true statement. But if you substitute 3 and -3, then you will able to get the correct answer. There is another way of solving this, an easier way. Actually, this is the advised one rather than doing the squaring, isolating the absolute value and then squaring. No? So this is how I will teach you the shortcut. So another way to solve this problem, another way is to get the critical number. When you say critical number, the zeros of these absolute values. When will this be 0? When will this be 0? So, and then arrange them on a number line or in a number line. Critical numbers. What are the critical numbers, guys? Guys, the zeros of the absolute value. X is equal to?
1/2.
What else?
1/3.
1/3.
1/3. Arrange in a number line. Oh, which one is on the left side of each other?
1/3.
1/3 is on the left, that is 0.333, and this is
1/2.
1.5, no? Yan. And then after that, you're going to have cases. There are 3 cases. Case 1, you are going to use this interval. Okay? This interval. What is the first interval? The first interval is negative in x is what? X is from -infinity to 1/3. Okay? You can include 1/3 or you include 1/3 later in the next interval, as long as you include it in just one interval. Is that clear, children?
Yes po, sir.
1/3 you can include, you can have it bracket in the second or here. But if you choose it to the second, you use parentheses and then include it later in the second case. Okay? So let's include that in the second case. So we want your x to be in this interval. What is that x that will satisfy here that is in this interval to the left of 1/3? Now, you can remove the absolute value because you know your x. If your x is to the left of 1/3, what is the value inside, guys? Is it positive or negative? What is the sample number? Give me an example of a number that is to the left of 1/3, guys. Any number, as long as to the left of 1/3, you do not have to worry because you will have the same
1,
sign.
4.
You can have 0 or 2 times 0 minus 1. Is it negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative. If negative, you are going to get the negative of the inside. It will become minus 1 minus 2x because 1 minus 2x is always positive if you assign a value. Remember, you remove absolute value and the original is always positive because this is absolute value. But if you assign value to x that is to the left of 1/3, 1 minus 2x is always positive. So that is equivalent to this absolute value. Okay, guys? Again, why did I negate or why did I take the opposite of the inside? Because when x is in this interval, this is always what? Positive now. And 2x minus 1 is negative. So I have to what? Reverse. Okay, guys? When I remove the absolute value. What about 1 minus 3 times 0? Remember, we choose 0, no? 1 minus 3 times 0. What is that? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So we just copy. If positive, we just copy. If negative, we are going to take the opposite of the expression. Is that clear, children?
Yes po, sir.
We can now solve without absolute value now. So negative 2x, positive 3x. So that is simply x. Do I have to do it one by one? What is now the answer? Guys, x is equal to what? Negative 3. Am I correct?
Yes po.
Is negative 3 inside this interval?
Yes. Yes po.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is an element of negative infinity to 1/3. So therefore, we accept that number. So therefore, what is our conclusion? Therefore, x equals negative 3 is a root. Is a root. Or is a solution. Is that clear, children?
Yes po.
So we box it. Case 2. So for case 2, we're going to have let's move this first here. Case 2 this time, we consider the second interval, case 2. So we are now going to include 1/3 because we haven't included it yet. Up to 1/2. Let us include 1/2. Okay? Here. So you can include 1/2 to the next interval if you want. So what are those numbers that you can give, or just give me one? You do not have to worry, any number, as long as between 1/3 and 1/2. Give me one, guys. Guys,
2/3.
point what? 0.4. Is 0.4 in between, guys?
Yes po. Yes po.
As long as in between, don't take the endpoints. So because at the endpoints, possible to be 0. Okay? So let's take the number in between. So that is, let's say, 0.4. 2 times 0.4 minus 1. Is it positive or negative? Guys. Use calculator.
Negative.
So we negate. Oh, we get the negative. If negative, we get the negative. So 1 minus 2x minus, what about 1 minus 3 times 0.4? Is it negative or positive? Guys,
Negative.
negative. Therefore, we negate 3x minus 1. Okay, guys? Equals negative 3. So negative 2x, 1 here, minus 3x plus 1 is equal to negative 3. Negative 5x is equal to what? Negative 5. Am I correct, guys?
Yes po.
X equals 1. Is x equals 1 in the interval?
No. No po.
So we don't accept this. Not element of negative, 1/3 to 1/2. Is that clear, children? So we're going to reject that. Reject. Remember, we reject that here. Okay? Next, the last one, the last case. Case 3. What is nice in this method is that you are reducing the number of possible possible roots. So we did not get any more this one. After all, it's not a root. So we are reducing the possible candidates only. This candidate, x equals 1, is the only one that appeared, which is not a solution. Actually, the 1/5, the negative 1/5, you did not anymore get from this case. After all, it's not a solution. Okay, guys? Oh. So what about case 3? Guys, x is what? Is element of 1/2 to positive infinity. Okay? Oh. When x is to the right of 1/2, what are those numbers to the right of 1/2? So that you can easily evaluate, take it 1 million. Or 2 times 1 million minus 1, obviously positive. So 2x minus 1, we just copy. 1 minus 3 times 1 million, obviously negative. We negate. Okay, guys? Did you get that, guys? Guys,
Yes po.
Yes,
Yes
sir.
po.
it is equal to what? Negative 3. Or 2x minus 3x minus 1 plus 1 equals negative 3. So x is equal to negative x equals negative 3. Or what is x, guys?
Positive 3.
Positive 3. Is it element of that interval?
Yes.
Therefore,
Oh.
x equals 3 is a root. So we accept that. Which one is an easier solution, guys? You can use this in the inequalities that we had yesterday, if you want. Okay? Is that clear, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes po, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you can clearly see which one is to be rejected and which one is to be accepted, because you know whether it is an element or not. Unlike here, you have to check. You have to substitute. Because after squaring, it produces what? Extraneous roots. You know extraneous roots? Those that are strangers, no? Possible to be living in that place, but not really living in that place. Okay? Not all people here in the Philippines are Filipinos, no? So you have to check their identities. Is that clear, people?
Yes po.
Right, okay.
Yes, po.
So next. Now let's have this. We are just recalling what we had last time. How to solve this inequality? First, get the critical numbers. What are the critical numbers? Could you please give me, children?
Positive
do
3,
them at
negative 7.
Negative 7.
Critical numbers, negative, positive 3, no?
Yes po.
Negative 7.
Do you want it the shortcut? Pag shortcut, you just, if greater, but there is negative here, it will become less supposed to be. Let's now have the sign chart. Actually, it is in between. In between negative 7 and 3, including negative 7 and 3. So let's just have the number line. Negative infinity to the right, and then negative 7, positive 3. The sign chart. We call this sign chart. Okay. What is this? Sign chart or table. So list down the factors 3 minus x, x plus 7, and then determine the sign of each factor in every interval. Actually, you are assigning a number, but we are doing it mentally na. No need to assign a specific number. Just do it mentally. Some are assigning a specific numbers. Oh, we want product of this, huh? Product. Okay? So where is this 0 when x is 3, right? When is this 0 when x is negative 7? Or what am I going to write on the right part of the 0 here? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative. And then to the right, positive, because the coefficient is negative. Coefficient here is positive. So to the right,
Positive.
then negative here. What's the product? So we want it greater. So here, okay? It's somewhere here. Am I correct, children?
Yes po.
What is the solution? Set of all x such that x is between what?
Negative 7 and 3.
Negative 7 and negative 3. Do we include negative 7?
Yes.
Yes po.
And what about 3?
Yes po.
Or that is bracket, meaning close interval, negative 7 to 3. Because equation is part, okay?
Yes po.
So we include this point and this point. What about the second one? This is factorable. 9x squared minus 20x plus 4 is factorable into
3
9 what?
9x minus
2,
2. X minus 2.
x minus 2. Okay? So what about the critical numbers?
2 over 9 and 2.
Critical numbers. But if you can memorize the technique, you can get the solution set immediately. Negative 2 over 9, no? Negative, positive 2. What do you think the solution? Is it in between or the complement? Guys, what do you think? Guys, is it union or just in between the numbers? Boys,
Union.
union. Actually, away, no? 2 to the positive infinity, negative infinity to less than 2 over 9. We don't include 2 over 9 and 2. We don't include them. It's hard to draw a straight line. So 9x minus 2. No problem with the coefficient because both are positive, no? So 0 here, 0 here. So positive, positive, negative here. Am I correct, guys? Product, positive, negative, positive. So we want product, no? Product. So what's the solution set, guys? Guys, 2 over 9.
2 over 9.
Greater than 2 to positive.
Positive infinity.
Okay. But you can do that mentally if you want. But be sure the coefficients are positive. Pag coefficient positive, greater, away. Pag coefficients both positive and less, in between. Here, the coefficient opposites, pag greater, in between. Pag less, away. Kapag different signs, babalik na rin nyo lang yung rule. But to be safe, you do the sign chart. What about if you have a polynomial like this? Get the critical numbers, guys. Dictate to me the critical numbers. The zeros of the left side. In what values of x will this be zero? Ano yung mga value? I start with what again? Sorry. 3.
Negative
-5 over 4
4,
plus minus 5.
5,
Plus.
Five.
Actually, we need to
-5,
factor.
-5.
Let's
-5.
factor that. Let's factor that part. Okay. 3 minus x, 4x plus 5. Because later we need to write the factored form of this. Raised to 21. This exponent is just threatening you, no? But actually it's simply like 1. If you have an odd power, you treat it like 1 as exponent. It's just frightening you, no? -5, +5, -3. Okay, guys? Then list down the factors. What are the factors? 3 minus x, take note, negative coefficient. 4x plus 5, what else? X plus 5, x minus 5, the last one, x plus 3 raised to 21. Then we write this. What about
I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, you said the 21 is just like 1. How can
Yeah.
you? Why did you say that?
You can treat it like exponent 1. So you do not have to worry about that exponent. Okay? If even, exponent, everything is positive in any interval. Because when you raise to even that binomial, it is never negative. Is that clear? Or arrange. Which is the first one? -5. Next, -3, no? Next, -5 over 4. Next, 3. The last one, 5. Am I correct, guys?
Yes po.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is going to be positive infinity to the right. Yan. So let's draw lines. Start to draw lines. Okay. Okay, this is thinner. I put lines so that we can clearly see the signs where they belong. Oh, I am like having a blackboard. Oh, it's really green. Let's now identify where it is 0. So it's 0 when x is 3, right? When x is -5 over 4, when x is -5, check my where I am writing where it is 0. X is 5, x is -3. Am I correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
We are just like playing tic-tac-toe. Negative. So to the right, negative. To the left, positive. Okay? Positive coefficient. Negative, negative, negative. Positive, positive, positive. Negative, positive, positive, positive. See, very easy. Positive, negative, 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 negative. Add exponent. So it's just like 1. Positive ang exponent. I mean ang coefficient. Negative, negative here. If it is, let's say, raised to 22, everything is positive because raised to 22, it is never negative. Okay, guys? What if it is negative coefficient? Positive here, negative here, if raised to 21. Okay? Any question with that? What is the first product, guys?
Positive.
1, 2, 3, 4. Positive. 1, 2,
Negative. Positive. Negative. Positive. Negative.
negative. We want less than or equal to. So all the numbers here are included. Am I correct? Guys? Yes, no,
Yes po.
because
Yes, po.
next. Which one will be less than 0? What interval? Here, no? Am I correct? What is the solution set? -5 to union with bracket, ha? Because included. Union with, ay, tama ba ako? Naduduling na ako. I check what I am writing. Okay now? Guys? Guys.
Yes, po.
Yes po.
Okay. Ayan. Critical numbers. What are the critical numbers? Anyone? 3, -4,
Negative 4.
Negative
Negative 7. 4.
4.
How many intervals do we have? -7.
Negative 4. 3, 4.
Meron pa?
4.
4.
Going to be positive infinity. So how many intervals do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we include the numbers, these critical numbers in the solution set?
No, po.
No, no, because equation is not part. Okay? So we now have, let's now draw the line. Another line. Let me copy this. I think if how many? One more? Yan. Is that enough? So we have x, 3x minus x, 3 minus x raised to 5, x plus 4 raised to 100. So like x plus 4 raised to 100, it's like x plus 4 raised to 2. You do not have to worry about that. It's like raised to 2. 4 minus x raised to 10, it's just like raised to 2 also. Okay, guys? Okay, guys? I think you are already taking your breakfast. No? That's why you're not replying. Product. This is 0 here. -4, -7, +4. Is that correct, children?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Negative exponent raised to 5, that is add. Where is negative, right or left?
Right po. Right.
Positive, positive, positive. So positive the coefficient raised to 100. What is to the right?
Positive.
To the left?
Negative.
Positive. Ay, nakalimutan na. I forgot already. Even. If even exponent, everything is positive except at -4. Okay, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you are forgetting. What about x plus 7? To the right, negative or positive?
Positive.
Positive. I think it's better for your parents to attend than yours, and then they will teach you. What about 4 minus x?
Positive.
Positive lahat.
Positive
All
also.
positive.
It doesn't matter. It can be liquid, solid, liquid, gas. solid, liquid. Or what about the product? Negative, positive, positive, negative, negative. Am I correct? We want it less. I greater. Or greater. Okay? Or what's the solution set? Dictate to me. Open interval or close interval? Open interval. No? Union with?
-4, 3.
Yan. Okay, guys. No more question? What about this one? I think we left this one. This problem. I am supposed to, you know now already how to solve radical, right? Or do you want to solve this radical? Huh?
Sir, can you go back to the last slide po?
Wait, let's move this so that we will able to solve this. And then put this here. And then remove this spaghetti symbol. And then let's move it here. Okay? So that we still have much space here. We square each side, right? How do we square each side? 2x minus what? 2x plus 5? 9.
Minus 18x.
-18 plus 9.
Minus 18. Is it 18x? Children, plus 9.
Yes po.
Yes po.
And then 9x squared minus 20x transpose to the right plus 4 equal to 0. So x times 9 minus 2, x minus 2, right?
Yes po.
X equals 2 over 9 or x equals 2. I think only one will satisfy here. I do not know which one. Let's check. 2 times 2, 4 plus 5, 9. When x is equal to 2 over 9 muna. 2 over 2 times what? Let's use calculator. 2 times 2 divided by 9 plus 5. It is 49 over 9. So 7 over 3 is equal to 3 times 2 divided by 9 minus 3. Negative 7 over 3. False. So we reject. When x is 2, 2 times 2, 4 plus 5 square root equals 6 minus 3. 3 is equal to 3. Correct, no?
Yes po.
So we accept this. Only one is possible. Okay? That's it. Any question with this, children? Okay, now let's move to another topic. I will be sharing to you this. What about this one? Yan. Okay now, guys? Root functions. So we're going to study basic root functions. And these are parabolas, square root ng yung part ng circle, part ng parabola, part of hyperbolas. Okay? Yan. So let's start with this nth root. So f of x equals a to the f of x is equal to nth root of x, where n is a natural number greater than or equal to 2. So square root, cube root, fourth root, fifth root. So what's the domain? The domain depends on whether n is odd or n is even. If n is odd, the domain is the set of all real numbers. The range is also the set of all real numbers. You just memorize if you do not know how to analyze it from the nature of the equation or the function, okay? If n is even, fourth root, sixth root, eighth root, pag n is odd, cube root, fifth root, seventh root. Pag n is even, square root, fourth root, sixth root, the domain is non-negative numbers. Non-negative numbers. The range is depending on the coefficient. If A is positive, the coefficient 0 to positive infinity. Non-negative numbers also the range. But if A is negative, the range is non-positive numbers. Okay? Yeah. Next is parabola. Upper part or lower part, depending on K. Okay? If K is positive, it is the upper part. If K is negative, it is the lower part of the parabola, separated from the vertex. If A is positive, it opens to the right. If A is negative, it opens to the left. The value of the vertex is located at y equals c. It will start at y equals c. Okay? And you just solve for the x coordinate. But automatic, the y coordinate of the vertex is the c. The domain is you have to solve for ax plus b greater than or equal to 0. Solve for x. The range, so we have this. Okay? In other words, the domain depends on this, no? And the range, if k is positive, from c, from this value to positive infinity. If k is negative, from negative infinity to c. And then we have circle, upper part, negative a to a, where a is positive, is the what? Is the domain. What about the range? 0 to positive a. F of x is negative square root. This is the lower part of the circle. Semicircle, lower part. So a here is actually the radius. Negative a to a. Kung itong a squared is 4, ang radius is 2. Negative 2 to 2, the domain. And the range, negative a to 0. Okay? So, semicircles. Then we have hyperbola, upper part, lower part. Upper part, lower part. Their domains, so domain is negative infinity to negative a, union with a to positive infinity. Range 0 to positive infinity. Ito, same domain, but the range negative infinity to 0. Okay? So let's have the following examples. I will be fast. All. Cube root of x. So if you have cube root and is odd, you can assign any x, negative, positive, 0. So it means the domain is the set of all real numbers. The range is also the set of all real numbers. That is based on our discussion. You just memorize if you do not know how to get it from the nature of this. No? Then you assign any number. So let's start with negative 8. You get negative 2. Cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. Getting this point, and so on. Plotting these points, we get. Then let's trace smoothly. Oh, that's it. Okay? Next, this is even root. Okay? The coefficient is negative. So you can assign to x only 0 or positive numbers. You are not allowed to assign negative because fourth root of negative numbers do not exist. Okay, guys? So 0 to positive infinity, the domain. The range expected negative to 0, no? So negative infinity to 0 because fourth root is always positive or 0 multiplied by negative. So the range or the output is never positive. Assign values that are positive or 0. Then compute using your calculator. Trace them. I mean plot all these points. And then just trace smoothly. Oh, that's it. It is below this origin. Okay? So cube root, but the coefficient is negative. If cube root, you can assign any number to x. So infinity, negative infinity to positive infinity. That's the range is the same, no? Negative infinity to positive infinity if it is an odd root. So you assign values, then trace, Plot these points, then trace, no? Using your calculator to compute the y values. Yan. Okay, that's it. Okay? Oh. 6th root raised to, meaning x raised to 1 over 6 times 5 here. So you can assign only positive numbers or 0. So the range, non-negative kasi times 5 positive. And this is always positive. So 0 to positive infinity. Assigning values that are positive or 0, we get these numbers. Then plot them. Then trace. That's it. Okay? Next. This is parabola. Upper part, lower part. Parabola that is upper part, k is positive. If k is negative, lower part. If a is greater than 0, the coefficient of x, opening to the right. If negative, opening to the left. Y equals c, it is where the vertex is. All you have to do is to find the x coordinate, okay, of the vertex. Is that clear, children? Actually, the 0 of this is the vertex. Kung saan magsi-0 to. Anong what x? Then the partner is c. This is square root. Yan. This is 2 times square root of x minus 3. Actually, this is a special case of the first that we had, no? So happens that it's a parabola. Yan. Guys, still alive, children?
Yes, sir. Still alive.
Sir.
Yan.
No, sir.
Domain, 0 to positive infinity. Why is it that the domain is 0 to positive infinity? Negative is not allowed for square root. The range, 0 to infinity. It cannot be negative. You assign values. Ano ang C nito? Anong value ng C? 0. Ano ang A? 1. Ang K, 1. So, opening to the right. Okay? And then, K is positive. So, this is upper branch. C is 0. So, located at ang vertex nasa y equals 0 at saka nasa 0 kung saan nagsimula ang domain. Ito yung C actually. Plotting them. That's it. This is the vertex 0, 0. Okay, guys? Yan. What is the value of C here? 0. So the K is 2. So 2 ang K, upper part ng parabola. X is coefficient is 1, positive, opening to the right. Ang C nito, ano ang C? 0 plus 0 yan eh. So, solving for this inequality, x minus 3 is supposed to be greater than or equal to 0. So you can get the domain. So the vertex is located at 3, 0 because C is 0 here. This is your vertex starting here, 3, 0, the vertex. Okay? Yan. Assigning values, then plotting. That's it. Vertex is at 0, 3. Okay? I mean 3, 0. 3, 0. Opening to the right. Upper part. What can you say about this? What is the value of C here? Guys. 0, no? What is K? Negative?
Negative 3.
What does it mean? Lower
Lower
branch,
half.
upper branch.
Lower.
What is the coefficient of X?
Negative.
Negative. Opening to the left or right? To the left. Okay? Solving for this inequality, 4 minus x greater than or equal to 0. So we get x less than or equal to 4. So the domain is negative infinity to 4. So meaning the vertex located at 4, ano yung C? 0. 4, 0. The vertex. Okay? Yeah. Because negative going down. So negative infinity to 0. Assigning values, we get this. Okay, plotting. Expected lower branch. Vertex is where? At 4, 0. Okay, there. What about this one, guys? Where is the opening, left or right? Guys,
So is it opening to the right?
right. Upper or lower?
Lower po, sir.
Lower.
Lower. What is the value of C?
0 po.
2.
Ay, 2 po. Sorry.
Where is the vertex? The domain is 0 to positive infinity. Where is the vertex? 0, 2. Okay? So, it will start here the range. 2 going down kasi negative to. 2 sa C, then going down. Okay, guys? You just plot the points after assigning nice points. Yan. Lower branch of the parabola, and then opening to the left. I mean to the right, sorry. Okay, where is the vertex? 0, 2. Okay. What about that? What is K?
Negative 4.
Oh, upper, lower.
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 Opening,
Left.
Left.
F. What is the vertex? Let's solve for negative x minus 1 greater than or equal to 0. So x is less than negative 1. So this is the domain. What is the vertex? Negative 1, negative 1. No? Negative 1, this is your x, and this is your y value for the vertex. Okay, you just check if the properties that we had, if true. Branch opening down, opening to the left, and then lower branch, no? Vertex at negative 1, negative. This time, this one. Opening to the left, upper branch, vertex at 3, 3. No? Yan. Okay. So then we get this. Very easy, right? This one, what type of root functions are these? Semicircles na? Upper semicircle, lower semicircle. Ang radius yung A. Ito naman, upper part ng hyperbola, lower part ng hyperbola. Let's draw them. Let's see. This is semicircle, radius 2, upper part. Negative 2 to 2 ang domain. Negative A to A, range 0 to 2. Because this is always positive or 0. Assigning values between negative 2 to 2, these are the values. Plotting them. Then traced by a smooth curve. That's it. Upper part of the circle. What about this lower part? Radius is 5. Negative 5 to 5. Then negative 5 to 0. The range. Assigning values from negative 5 to 5. Tracing, plotting. Tracing by a smooth curve. That's it. Upper part of the hyperbola. Our reference is A. So negative infinity to negative 3. Positive infinity to, 3 to positive infinity. When you say set of all real numbers except, meaning minus, what does this mean? Except, it's not included. It means, okay? So this means, let me write that. It is the equivalent to negative infinity to negative 3, including 3, union with 3 to positive infinity. So set of real numbers minus the set between negative 3 to 3, the set between negative 3 to 3, okay? Set of x between negative 3. That is to be removed from the set of real numbers. Okay. After assigning values, plotting them. So the other part here, right part, there is left and right part, but this is upper branch. Yan. Okay? -3 going to the left, +3 going to the right. What about this? Lower branch. Start from -4 to the left, going to the left, +4 going to the right. Yan. So how do we write this, children? -infinity to -4. Union with +4 to +infinity. Okay? Assigning values. Oh, that's it. Okay, guys? Oh, that's it. Do you have any question with this, guys? Guys? Guys?
Wala naman ata.
Wala. Tapos pag ano, laging may questions. Let's now talk about polynomials. Going back to this blackboard of ours. Let's check. You see the screen, guys?
Yes po.
Okay, so we will be talking about polynomials, no? Polynomial functions. Polynomial functions. Constant, linear, and quadratic functions are polynomial functions. Am I correct, children? Guys?
Yes po.
The polynomial functions that we will be considering here are those that are greater than or equal to 3 ang degree. With degree greater than or equal to what? With degree greater than or equal to 3. We will not be talking about the constant, the linear, and the quadratic. But they are also polynomial functions because we're done with them. We are going to study the general polynomial functions. Polynomial functions take the following form. Okay, so this is the form. Guys, P of x is equal to a sub n x to the n plus a sub n minus 1 x to the n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2 times x to the n minus 2 all the way to a sub 1 x until we reach the constant term. Okay, guys? If a sub 1 to a sub n is 0, are 0, so you just have the constant term, and that is a constant function. If you have a sub 2 up to a sub n, they are all zeros, you have a linear function. Ito yung mx natin plus b. If you have a sub 3 up to a sub n are zeros, you have a sub 2 x squared, then plus a sub 1x plus a sub 0 quadratic function. So again, we do not want them because we are done with them. Is that clear, children? Guys?
Yes po.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so examples of polynomial functions that are of degree greater than or equal to 3. So 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x minus 8.
Sir,
Yes.
degree is the exponent, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Degree. Kaya nga degree n, we mean it the exponent. Degree n. And n is in the exponent of x. But it doesn't mean always the variable is x. It can be polynomial in y, polynomial in z. Okay? But if you want to graph, we normally use x, and then p of x is the y. It is, and the name, it's not always the p. You can have f of x. And then negative, let's say 5x to the fifth, and possible, some powers are absent. Perhaps, nagka-COVID, no? Yan. Absent. Or, nagkasakit. Yan. Sino ang may sakit dito? Anong power? 4 and 3? No? The
Yes,
coefficients are zeros, no? Of them. Kaya they are not present. Okay, these are just some, no? Okay? May mga property ang polynomial functions. Properties of polynomial function. We're going to begin with what we call relative extremum
Sir,
of
can
a
you go
function.
back, sir?
Sorry?
Can you go back sa slide po?
It will be posted. We have what we call relative extremum. Relative, it's like relative optimum. Relative extremum. But normally they use the term extremum. Relative extremum. Ang plural, anong plural ng extremum?
Extrema.
Extrema of a polynomial function, of a polynomial function. Kapag quadratic, meron ba siyang relative extrema? I mean extremum, isa lang actually. Pag quadratic, meron, no? Isa lang, either relative minimum or relative maximum. Okay? Again, when we say extremum, what does it mean, guys? Guys.
Highest point, sir?
Oo, highest.
Of the vertex, sir?
Or lowest. Meaning, it is optimum. And what does this mean? Either relative, either what?
Minimum or maximum?
Minimum or maximum. Parang kids, you do not know whether what? Girl or boy.
Boy.
Pag extremum, hindi mo pa alam kung maximum or minimum. Pero kung sure ka na, these are the terms that you are going to use. Ay, mali. Maximum. Maximum. Yan. Okay now, guys? Ayan. Kasi yung optimum parang siya yung commonly used word, no? Yung extremum kasi medyo sa mathematics lang kalimitan ginagamit yung word. No? Hindi masyadong gamitin. Ang plural, extrema. Plural, extrema. Extrema. Optima. Minima. Maxima. Yan. Okay? Mali pang spelling. Extrema. Yan. Extreme meaning mga nasa end yan. End. So, relative meaning neighboring. What does relative means? Neighboring. Guys, tama ba spell ng neighbor ko?
Yes, sir. Tama.
Yan, neighbor. Parang walang you.
Sir, it depends on what English language you're using, whether British or...
We are using English supposed to be. Yan. We're supposed to use American English, not British. Unlike if you're in Singapore, they are using British English. Australia, we are supposed to be consistent. Although, we sometimes combine the two, but we are supposed to use American English. Kaya we are more on short spelling. Kagaya ng judgment, you do not have to put E because we're using American English. Relative meaning neighboring. Yan, neighboring. You are going to compare it to the vicinity. Vicinity. And vicinity. And the word relative is also called local in other books. Again, what is the other term for relative? Guys?
What, sir? Can you repeat that?
Ayan, I wrote it.
No.
What is the other term for relative in math?
Local.
Local po.
Kaya we call local extrema, meaning relative compared to the neighboring only. Not the total, it is not the highest in totality. It is compared to the neighboring. And in other words, there can be two minimum points or two minima values of the function when it comes to relative. Okay, guys? It doesn't mean it is the highest among all the points, but to the neighboring only. Is that clear? So if you're talking of points, you say relative points, extreme points. So when you say relative or local extreme points, it means either what? Relative or local, or local minimum point. Relative.
Sir, can you give an example po?
Later, of course. I cannot do it at the same time. Writing this, don't expect me to discuss these things and then giving examples at the same time, Iho. You have to do it one by one. Okay, Iho? You have to be patient. Hi, guys. Hi, Iho. You get me?
Sir, I was just waiting for you to finish po. I did not demand it right away.
Of course. Just joking. Okay, so this is what it means. Okay? So let's say I have this particular curve. And I have this particular curve, and then it goes here, and then goes there, and then goes here, and then goes there, and then goes here, and then goes again here. Okay? So, and when I say relative, there is left and there is right. Relative. There is what? There is left and right neighbors and right neighboring points. Neighboring points. What does it mean? Like for instance, I have point A here, point A, point B, point C, point D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay? Now A. Does A have a left or left neighboring points? Guys?
No, it does not.
It does not have. So we don't consider this relative extreme point. Oh, give me some of the, give me those relative extreme points.
B.
Relative extreme points. So what are they, guys? Point B, what else?
Point E.
E,
F.
F,
I.
H. I is not a relative extreme point. Okay? Because this point, to be relative minimum or relative maximum, all the points to the left and right must be either greater than or less than them, less than it. Here less than, but the other one greater than. It's not relative mean or not relative max. Okay, guys? Which among these are relative minimum point?
Sir, E and H?
Relative minimum
E and H, sir.
or local point? Minimum E, H. Am I correct?
Yes po.
Yes.
Yes
What
po.
about relative or local maximum point?
DNF.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know now the concept of relative mean, relative max? B and F. Why is it that we don't consider A as a relative mean, relative max?
Kasi
Kasi
wala
wala siyang bumanga.
sa other
It
side.
doesn't have a neighboring from the left. Okay? The requirement to be relative mean or relative max, there must be what? Neighboring from
Neighboring
the
and
left,
less than
neighboring
right.
from the right. And that point must be either greater than all the points in the compared to the neighboring or less than. Look at B. All the neighbors are here. And then all their neighbors are less than B, no? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Is F neighbor of B?
No.
Let's say I put a point here and call it J. Is J a neighbor of B?
No.
No po.
So J is no longer a neighbor of B. It's a neighbor of E. If you have another extreme point and the point is to the right of that, it's no longer a neighbor of B. Okay? All the neighbors of B are actually C, D,
A.
up to this. Okay? Actually, you can consider E as its neighbor, but up to E only. Okay, guys?
I only up to E.
But when you say actually neighbor, it is open interval. We don't include the endpoints.
Okay.
There is to be, in other words, to be a relative mean or a relative max, there is an interval that will enclose the point, open interval, for which that point is either the highest or the lowest compared to the neighboring points. Like for instance, the E, I can consider this as and this, okay? Or up to this. However small it is, like for instance, the F, I can have here up to here, or here up to here. However small that interval is, as long as there is an interval that can enclose that point on which all the neighboring points are either greater than or less than that point. Is that clear, children?
Clear.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so you know now what it means. So because there are questions in the test asking for the relative minimum points or relative maximum points, so you have to identify, or you might be asked the extremum points. But if you're asked of extremum points, you include both the minimum and the maximum. But if you are asked of the specific, you have to be specific also. Is that clear?
What do you
Yes po.
mean by specific, sir? Like
Meaning
when...
you are asked of minimum or maximum. If you are
Okay,
asked of
sir.
minimum, you don't include the maximum, of course. But if the question is relative extreme points, you have to include all that are maximum and minimum. And if you're asked of relative extreme value of the function, just the y value, not the point. For instance, let us have this. Let's say I have this curve. And then I will be having some questions. Then I want this straight. Okay, so let's put a number line. Underline here. Ay. Ayan. It's hard to draw. Okay. Oh, this is my X, my Y. Okay. Let's say this is 2 at that point. This is 5. This is 6. This is 9. Okay. This is negative 4. Let's say, yan. This is now arrow. No? And this is negative 10. This is somewhere here. This is negative, positive 5 or 4. And this is positive 8. Let's say 8. Okay, and this is 12. Okay, let's say you're asked, what is the relative minimum value or values of f? Let's say this is the graph of f. What's your answer, guys? Guys.
Sir, do we enumerate the numbers? There's no letters.
Look at the graph. Do you see the graph? What are the relative mean values or mean value of f?
0 to
0.
0. What? Sorry, not 0. What? Positive 2. What else?
negative 4.
Negative 4. Meron pa? No more,
Negative
no?
10.
Hindi, kasi there is no neighbor to the left.
Negative infinity.
0.
Walang negative infinity is not a value. 2, negative 4 only. 2, value ng f. 2, at saka what? Negative 4. Value ng f. Relative minimum values ng f. So, ito relative minimum point. So, ano ang value ng f? 2. Relative minimum point. Ano ang value ng f? Negative 4. O relative maximum point or points?
569.
569.
5. Nasaan yan? Lagyan natin, maximum halagyan natin to ng number. Kunyari ito ay 3. 2. Let's say ito ay, kunyari lang ha, 2. Kunyari ito yan. Ano mga value? Ito ay ano pa to? Ito ay 5. Ano ang value? Point tayo, point. Max points. 5. Negative.
Negative 5.
5. Ano pa?
2,
2,
6. Meron pa?
8,
9, no?
9.
8, 9. Okay? Alam nung magsagot? Kung point or value ng f. Okay? So you have to be careful sa question, ha? What about local minimum points? Minimum points. Local minimum points, guys. Guys.
Wait, sir, I'm still thinking.
0.
0,
2, 0, 2. What else?
4. Negative 4.
4.
4, negative 4. Yan. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
What about absolute or global? There is what we call absolute or global.
Sir, can you go back?
Absolute.
Picturean ko
Pag
lang.
sinabi namang absolute or global, lapit na mag-time. Absolute or global.
Sir, excuse me po. Can you go back?
Wait. I will be posting this. You do not have to worry. Absolute or global. May mga book ang tawag global. Meron naman ang tawag absolute. Okay? So global, extrema. Extrema of a polynomial. When you say global, it is the highest in the entire graph or the lowest in the entire graph. So again, what does this mean? Guys, either what?
Ah,
The
yes, sir.
Either
In the entire graph.
absolute, max, or what? Absolute mean. Or global, ha? So, highest value of the function kung point, highest point in the entire graph. Highest value of the function in the entire graph. Sa calculus, ang ibinibigay equation, pero tayo, graph lang. You will not be given equation identifying the highest value. Pero sa calculus, mga equation ang ibibigay. Kasi meron ng pang-test to get the lowest ang minimum. Okay? If you're going to look at the graph, what is the highest? Pag naman highest or lowest point, wala na siyang neighboring. Is that clear, children? Basta siya yung highest, lowest. Ang parabola ba, pag may highest, may lowest?
No.
Pag may lowest, may highest? Wala. Pag may lowest, wala dapat highest. Pag may highest, walang lowest. Okay? Pag parabola. Is that clear? Ang straight line, walang highest, walang lowest. Kasi it goes infinitely, no?
Yes po.
Okay. Looking at the graph, is there a highest point? Ito.
Yes.
This is the highest point. Am I correct?
Yes po.
We call this, what is this, guys? Absolute or global? Absolute maximum point. And what is the highest value of the function? What is f max? Or y max?
9.
9. Okay? So what about the absolute minimum point? Is there an absolute minimum point?
Yes po.
-4.
No.
Negative.
No.
No
No?
absolute minimum.
I joke.
Why not, sir?
Pag may
Nako, hindi kayo
highest,
nakikinig kasi.
pag may lowest, walang highest.
Kasi ito ay going down without end.
Okay, sir.
Natalo siya nito. Itong point sanang to. Kaya lang may nakatalo pa. Mas mababa pa to. Mas mababa pa. Ay, walang hanggan yan. There is no end going down. No end going down.
How do we know that the infinity is always going down? What if
Ay,
it
there's
goes
an
up?
arrow.
There's an arrow.
Or sometimes it's just like this. If there is no arrow or no specified point, it means it continues going down. Okay, guys? Let's say, ang graph ko pag ganito. Di ba kung minsan hindi na natin nilalagyan ng arrow?
Yes po.
Yan. Pero pag ginagyan ko ng point, understood that it ends there. Or may open. Yan.
Sir,
Okay? Yes.
question po. If hindi po arrow yung nasa dulo, it's like a point lang po. Would that be the lowest point?
Kaso may arrow rito. Talo pa rin siya.
If yung arrow po,
Yeah.
if yung
If
arrow
this
po
is
is a point,
this, yan. There
that
is.
would be the lowest po.
Yes, of course.
Okay po.
Kasi kapag absolute, wala na siyang neighboring requirement. Is that clear?
Okay po. Yes po,
Sa
sir.
definition, forma rin ng relative, there is an open interval that contains an x value for which the function there is always the function value at that x value, yung mga nasa left and right niya, greater than or or less than, depende kung siya lowest or highest. Okay? Clear now for the absolute?
Yes po, sir.
Possible bang magkaroon ng dalawang absolute maximum point?
No.
So let's
No,
say I continue this one. Let's say I continue this one. I have this one. Time na. Let's say I have this one. This. Yan. 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 So this is, for instance, my x-axis. My y-axis. Align yan, align. Align. There are 2 points here that are aligned. So they are both what? A and B are both what?
Absolute maximum.
A and B are both absolute maximum points. Or global, ha? Absolute or global. Kasi sa test, hindi naman committee ang nagawa. Hindi namin pa rin alam the actual problems. Lalabas yun, ibinibigay sa amin. Sila yung nagseset. Okay? Absolute or global, I do not know the term being used. Pero ito yung ginagamit namin. Maximum points.
Sir, it's time
Dalawa.
na po.
Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Meron
Sir,
bang
can you give
absolute
us the
minimum?
coverage po?
Lahat ng inaral natin at aaralin natin hanggang Tuesday, yun lang.
Sir, can you post the coverage of the whole long test?
All those na nasa lecture notes. Yun na mismo, yung mga inaral
Hindi
natin.
po namin alam lahat.
So can you make like a list, because sometimes in the lecture there's other separate topics.
I will check in the syllabus and then I will post the topics. Okay?
Okay, sir.
When will you
Is
post
there
it
an
po, sir?
absolute minimum points? Or is there an absolute minimum point here?
None po.
No, no absolute minimum. Is it possible for an absolute minimum or an absolute maximum point to be relative also? Guys?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? An absolute minimum and a relative minimum possible to be the same. Okay?
Sir,
Yes.
our next teacher will be waiting for us.
Sorry?
Our next teacher is gonna wait for us.
Okay.
We still
Let
have
me
next
go
class, sir.
now. Okay.
Thank you, sir.